matchmake better companies and talents and so on and so forth. So maybe you want to share us some insights and tips that, how can we get this thing moving better?
I hope I can help you somehow. And next one. This is so dark. About my history shortly, I have been in recruitment business for 20 years. I have established in 2 different companies. So I have done hundreds or maybe thousands of recruitments myself and building up teams of hiring people. So more or less everything what I do is for giving people chances to work. And the company which I'm now working is Appel. Our marketing people say I have to say this, so now it's done. Now we can go further. So I have only 4 slides, so if you don't ask me anything, it's 4 minutes and I'm out. I'm happy with that because I'm cheap, I'm free. But some tips for everybody who is looking for the first job or whatever stage in the career you are. Be active in networking. Always networking. Try to find people you know them after 10 years from now. They can be your customers, or they can be co-workers, or they can hire you, whatever. More active you are in networking, the more better future you will have. And what is the best tool for networking? LinkedIn, of course. And one important thing, if you are not in LinkedIn, you don't have to post every day something, but be active there, participate in discussions, and be somehow present there, and improve your profile all the time. So if you are not there and you are looking for some sales job or marketing job or some administrative job, if you are not in LinkedIn, it's suspicious. Everybody should have a decent profile in LinkedIn. Tip number 1. Career is not one thing that goes from step 1 to step 10 smoothly. It can be rough. It can be a difficult journey. I had a lot of difficulties in my journey, I will show you later. But be ready to work part-time, project basis. Be ready to work something that you don't love or you don't like. Maybe you hate to do that, but be ready building your career step by step. Every work experience takes you somewhere. At least it takes you to know some new people. It can be helpful for you in the future. Maybe those people will be in positions that they hire their own team in 5 years' time. Then you know them, you have been networking, you have been working there. Every person you know is a possibility and chance to go further. Your career can be 40 or 50 years long. In 20 years' time, it doesn't matter where it started, where the first 5 years went. Always consistently build your career. Believe in the future. Make your own future. Any questions? So 3 minutes and I'm out. Okay, we can go further. So my personal story. I studied a university degree in 1995. I graduated from environmental policy issues. I was very interested in environmental issues those times, and still. And when I graduated in 95, I was eager to go to the working market. I built a picture that I will be the next Ministry of Environmental Affairs in Finland, of course, because I'm the best. I know I have so much passion on that team. And I tried to find some jobs. And the worst case was almost 900 applications in some basic level clerk in environmental administration. Not ever chance to go anywhere in those times. So I had to think, maybe something what I have studied doesn't make me, doesn't give me a career at this point of my life. I have to do something else. So I start looking for entry-level jobs, whatever I can find. So I ended up being a night guard. working 16-hour shifts. God, I hated that. My shift started at 4 p.m. and ended at 8 a.m. in the morning, 16 hours. I barely stayed alive during those shifts, almost sleeping during my work. But I was a reliable worker. I was always on time. I did what I had to do. I hated it. But I gave to the company where I was working everything I could. And they paid back quite soon. I got a day job, a supervisor position. 1 year from starting as a night guard, I was a salesman. I tried learning what is the sales work in the business-to-business field. I liked that. I managed to do some good work there. And after 1 year, I was a branch manager. So I built a new career quite shortly, but I started from the first step I possibly could find. Nothing to do with the issue that I was studying at the university. But after that, it was much easier to build my career. And nowadays, I have taken these issues from environmental, or the interests of environmental issues, I have used them again in building up ECG program to my company. So I have come back to those issues after 25, 30 years. But I have to be ready to do totally different things than what I've been studying. If you apply some position of work today, I strongly recommend that you always build your CV based on that case. Don't use the same CV, generic list of what you have been doing in every job. Always build a new CV for the job. And build the CV so that it gives answers to the recruitment people. What are your strengths? What can you bring to the table according to that position? Write a short cover letter which you use as a sales paper of selling your skills to the company. Use the words you find from the application or the job ad, because most of the companies use AI sorting the applications. And if you use the same words, the requirements they are looking for, use those words, you will be found easily. Today is almost as hard situation as it was in 1995. When we have some open position in our company, we can easily get 300 applications. It's impossible for the recruitment person to go through 300 applications thoroughly and select 10 or 5 best of them. We use AI, of course. And the last 10 or 20, we go thoroughly and select who will be interviewed to the next stage. Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
Yeah, sure.
I would say so.
Always think of anything that you can separate you from the other 200 or 400 applicants. This is a jungle today, unfortunately. But it can be a jungle that you survive. Big part of the jobs are never advertised. Many companies hire all the time new people. They try to find talents to their organization without using any advertising. So you can use also direct contacts to the companies in the field that you are interested in. But always do your homework. Get to know the company. Try to find as much information as you can from the company, what they are doing, what kind of jobs there are. You can use the LinkedIn, find what kind of people they are working, and try to find the thing that you can bring to that company, why you could be an asset to them. What are your strengths? Are you good in selling? Are you good in computer programming? Whatever your skills are, try to sell those to that company. I always say that phone call is better than email. We all get hundreds of emails every day. Too much. We don't read them all. But you find a certain company, you find a person who is manager in that field that you are interested in, try to find his or her direct number, call her. People remember the phone calls much better than some kind of email that they maybe have read once and then forgot.
So is the message that if you're just texting, start calling?
Mm-hmm. Cold calls are better. Always.
I mean, we were just discussing in the beginning that we have a lot of international students here,
Mm-hmm.
and that it's difficult to get into the companies.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a silent search
Mm-hmm.
and so on, so it's really difficult to penetrate into the perimeter where you could be considered.
Mm-hmm. Understand.
What about the language? I mean, it tends to be that if you don't have Finnish language skills, it can be difficult.
It can be difficult, but it's not impossible. It depends on the company, it depends on the field of business that the company is doing. But do your homework, try to find those companies which web pages are in English and which advertise or use English as their own LinkedIn messages, whatever. Then you know that at least they use English or some other language.
Yeah. But if you train Finnish,
Mm-hmm.
you might improve your possibilities.
Of course, and a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of companies, they have various reasons why they don't hire people who cannot speak Finnish. And if you are, let's say, you are working in factory, whatever, if you don't know Finnish enough, you don't know the vocabulary, it can be an issue, security issue, safety issue to work there. The reasons are various. Try to learn Finnish as much as possible. But you can make a good living in English also in Finland, of course. Anything else? My 4 minutes is over.
There you go.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, of course, please, thank you.
Do you refer recommendation or skill people when you hire someone?
Sorry?
If you are hiring someone,
Mhm.
do you recommend like the people who are recommended to you, or you look through the skill they have?
Both. If you have recommendations from some other company or some other persons, use that recommendation, of course. It's better to not have that.
Okay, if a person have a skill but not recommendation, do you hire them?
Yes, we do. But if you want to improve your chances and you have a recommendation from somebody, use that.
And in the other words, ask recommendations. I'm
Yes.
so good. Support me in this. And I think it will pay off in the end.
Recommendation can also be from your co-student or your previous co-worker. It doesn't have to be some company supervisor giving the recommendation. Understand?
Yeah, but most of the international people are facing like without having a recommendation, they are not getting a job.
Understand.
They are having a skill, proper skill on their field, but while facing the interview or like while applying the application, they wouldn't be recognized without any recommendation.
Every day people are hired also in Kuopio. And so it is possible, but I understand it's difficult. But I cannot say that you will never get a job.
Okay.
Plus, I think that, all the activities you do, you're in some association or society or so
Yes.
on, you can ask a recommendation. I've been written recommendations from the theater group of some folks who are applying things further. So like, with the broad eyes, use all the opportunities you can think of.
Okay, but most of the companies require or favor to have their own employees like reference or recommendations rather than others. So that's the problem too for the international people. Because I'm having the same problem. I have a skill like, I'm a user interface designer. I have more than 5 years of experience. I didn't have any recommendation. Fortunately, I had an opportunity in Kaupangi and I'm doing an internship on this. It has been like, journey has been more than 1 year finding a professional job. Most of the people are telling that you need to know the company's inner person or the person who are working there. Then only you got the opportunity. And next thing, you need to have a Finnish language. So for me, having a skill and finding a job is too hard. Without a Finnish language and without a recommendation.
Then you have to learn Finnish language and then you get the recommendation from somebody.
Join our mentoring group. Once you are in the mentoring, you can ask the mentor to recommend you.
Yeah, that's enough. And there's a question.
I was wondering, can the reference people has the same value as the recommendation letter? Because first time I didn't have a recommendation letter, but I had a reference people you can refer to that brings them to this employer. But do they have the same value?
All recommendations and reference has value, but be honest that who gives you the recommendation or the reference, who is the person to you? Is it your friend? Is it your coworker? Is it your supervisor? You be honest with that and you give the information to the recruitment people. But all the references are good. It's better than not have.
So which one is more valuable? Is the recommendation letter or reference people?
I don't see the difference. Because if I get an application from a person and who is telling that this person is a reference, I call to that person. Of course, if I get the letter or not, I call to that person.
What is your opinion about the locality? Does the reference come from the local people or from abroad? There might be a difference.
But it depends on the position you are looking for.
So if I'm done from the job in Finland and my reference people are the people who I'm a supervisor who used to supervise my work, even if the person wasn't, will that add value to my application?
So abroad.
No, in Finland.
Yeah, of course.
Both are good.
The Finnish employers, they want to call to somebody to take you. And if it's a local people to whom they want to call.
If it's abroad, you have to. It's better to give a LinkedIn profile to your reference person. So all information is better than no information.
Good. Any further questions?
I have a question here.
Yeah.
Yes, I have two questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one, according to some motivational speakers, for instance, Tony Robbins,
Uh-huh.
yeah, he, if I remember correctly, mentioned that life begins at 40. Now you mentioned that you started from the, maybe what I would call low jobs,
Mm-hmm.
but now you are one of the successful people, I can say. So
Thank you.
did your life begin at 40? And what did it take for you to uncover the new level? So that was one. Number two,
Uh-huh.
you mentioned the companies, most of the companies, they don't advertise
Mhm.
their positions. And according to some reports that I've read, we have this ratio, it differs in different reports,
Mhm.
but on average about 80% of jobs are available through networking, just a word of mouth. So I need to understand, you are an employer.
Mhm.
Is this the case in your company? And if it is, what is the percentage of people you have recruited based on networking?
Wow. First, you asked, did my life start at the age 40? Somehow, yes. So somehow, first 15 years was more or less struggling in the business field and trying to find my place and position. But it's still life, and it's still good life. I don't say it wasn't life.
Okay.
I had my family and my daughter at the age of 25, so it was good life. But in business life and in working life, my life get much better after I continued my first business. And then I became quite successful, thank you. About these hidden jobs, I don't know percentage, because my company is recruitment company. We do the recruitment processes to other companies.
Okay.
So for us, is everybody is hiring people hidden in the networks. We are out of business. But I know at least 50% of the jobs, I would say, are filled in networks, direct people, direct contacts. So it's a big part. That's why you be active and network. You don't know where the next opportunity can come.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
All right. I have to go.
All right. Well, thank you, Harri.
Thank you.
All right, and we're going to have a 10-minute break, and then we come back here, and Hanna Tikander will take the stage then. But there should be coffee and some refreshments, so, that's all yours, and let's be back here in 10 minutes. Thank you.